Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Zion the Man channel with your boy, Zion the Man. Now, here today, man, I just want to talk to y'all about something real quick, give y'all a little update of what's been going on. Yeah, man, I done ran out of motivational topics for right now, so I'm trying to come up with some more topics to talk about. But while I'm thinking about that, man, I just want to let y'all know, man, what's going on with me. What's going on with your boy right here, with me for the past few months, man. So, give y'all a little update, man. So, I'm going to tell y'all this story here. I'm going to refer back to when all this started. So, it was last year, December 8th, 2022. I remember the date real clear, real good. It was that Thursday morning. Now, okay, that Thursday morning, right? I'm in my dorm. I wake up in the dorm. Okay, I'm in my room. I'm getting all set, getting all ready for the day. I call my folks up. I talk to them at 6 in the morning. I phone with them at 7 some in the morning. So it's still morning time. So we go down for breakfast. Wasn't nothing really going on. I ain't see nothing out the ordinary. Wasn't nothing going on really. So I was down there for breakfast, eating, talking with people. So then after breakfast, man, we all go to first period, first class, first period, first block, whatever you want to call it. So first class of the day, man, it started at 8 o'clock a.m. It ends at like 8:48 a.m. 8:49 a.m. We get 49 minutes in class, each class. So in first period, man, that's my keyboarding class. That was my keyboarding class. I'm just sitting there, I'm just playing the keyboard. I wasn't really talking that morning. But towards the end of class, the class bell ring, bing, time, class ends. That's what the bell say. So then I leave out the music building. But while on the process of getting up, my teacher said, "Zan, are you okay? Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." But I was kind of getting up like I was mad or something, slowing the book bag on me, got up and just walked out of there, So she was asking why I was okay. Was I okay? I said, yeah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And what so on and all that. So man, she said, well, I was good. Yeah, so I'm headed to my second class of the day. That class started at 8:53 to 9:41, I think. So I'm in second class, and this is where it started here. Second class, man, we just in there. That's like intensive math. We just in there. I'm just in there. We wasn't doing no work that day in there. We were just sitting in there. We was just playing with the calculators, because this the day after we did a computer test called map testing. It checks your progress. But this the day after the map testing, and we was seeing which calculators work and which ones don't. We thought we was throwing them away or something. Which ones work, we kept them. So man, we was just doing that. We wasn't doing really no work. While we was doing all that, I was just sitting there, wasn't doing nothing. So I'm just sitting there, right? Now I had this problem before. I'm gonna take you back to April, then we're gonna come back to that. April, somewhere around April last year, 2022 or something. It was somewhere around there. I was in my bedroom, and I was had the phone in my hand, and I dropped the phone, and the left arm went to shaking like something like this. Now, at the time, I ain't think it was nothing. I ain't think it was nothing. I thought it was just a little shake or something, I dropped the phone, pick it back up, and get back on it like nothing happened. So I ain't even thinking nothing. I wasn't thinking of what that could be. I just thought it was just a little shake, but it happened to me off and on here and there. But December 8th, then that's when it became noticeable, around like December 8th. So off of April, back to December 8th, I think. So man, I'm just sitting in there, we ain't doing that. It's a little warm up in there now. It's around winter time. It's a little warm up in there because it was around winter time. So while I'm just sitting there, I'm just minding my business. I ain't thinking about nothing. Next thing you know, I'm just looking up at the ceiling. I'm like this, just facing the ceiling. While the process is just looking at the ceiling, everything just went blank for a few minutes, and then I felt my left arm go to shake, and it went through. I was like this, and when it was doing that, I felt the shaking, but wasn't nothing I can do really. Everything just started looking blurry and all that. So my teacher said she was talking, and then she stopped talking. She was calling my name Zan, and I was too late to respond. So she walked over there, put her hand on my shoulder, stopping it from shaking. So it stopped shaking. She asked me, "Are you okay? Just making sure you ain't having a seizure." I said, "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good." So she take her hand off my shoulder. Mind you, like 5 seconds, I go do the same thing. I look up at the ceiling. I'm not doing that. It just did it by itself. I'm just looking up at the ceiling. Then my arm went shaking again. She came over there. I said, Zan, I was too late to respond. She's talking about, yeah, I'm gonna have to call the front office. She hit the red button. Hello? Yeah, she needed some help. She's yeah, I need some help. I think something going on with Zan. I think he's having a possible seizure or something. So man, the front office lady come down there. She grabbed me, and my teacher is walking me out of the room. I stood up, but while the process of my left arm shaking, it slowly just went over to the right side. And then it went to the legs, and then I just stood up. And it wasn't violent shaking, it was just shaking. So it could have been a seizure. They walked me out. One of the mobility instructors, because I go to the Florida School for Deaf and Blind, one of the mobility instructors, the front office administrator told him to come along with me. And we hop in the golf cart. I'm still shaking. Hop in the golf cart, okay. We ride to HCC. If you don't know what HCC is, that's the healthcare center. We got a healthcare building up there at the school. So man, we just up there. We go up there, and they just took me right on to the back. They wouldn't ask no questions. They already knew what was going on. They just popped the door, bring me into where the lobby at back there. And they had this wheelchair. I just sat down. They was asking me questions like, what shaped this morning? What happened? What all this? I'm telling them everything. They asked me what day it was. I was too late to respond on that. But I said, ain't this December something? Somebody said, I said December 8th, I think. And then, yeah, okay. So it was still shaking here and there, just little jerks here and there. And, I'm explaining different seizure types to y'all too. But this seizure, I was aware now of everything what was going on. So then they called 911 because the shaking and stuff was going on for like past 5-minute mark. So they called 911 EMS. They come, they get me. Now this is my first time getting on a stretcher or a gurney, whatever they call that bed. And this is my first time going into an ambulance. So while in the ambulance, they bring me in the ambulance. They ask me all kind of questions. Now, remind you, I stopped shaking in the ambulance for like a little bit. They asked me questions like, do you smoke? Do you do this, that? I said, no, I don't do that. And then the shaking started up again. He told the man up there, drive up front there, yeah, we just need to go ahead and get past all of these cars. So he hit the sirens, and do stuff like that. And then, we going to the hospital, like 5 minutes down the road. This hospital called Flagler Hospital, but wasn't nothing really much they could do. I got there around about 10, so they get me to the hospital. They get me in. They see what's going on. My mom and thing has already been notified, so I'm just in the hospital. Like, man, was that really a seizure? I don't know what that was. I thought you go unconscious with that. So then, man, I was up there in the hospital for like 6 hours, I guess. Cause I left at 4 something. The ambulance called. Yeah, my mom wanted them to take me to a different hospital down there in Jacksonville. I was up there in St. Augustine, Florida. So we go to this hospital called Wilson's down there in Jacksonville, Florida. It's like 45 minutes away. But at Flagler, they took me in for a CT scan or something. Couldn't really find none. So then they take me over to Wilson's. And I'm going to Wilson's. I'm in the ambulance, like a 45-minute drive. So I'm just back there, here and there, shaking here and there. And they get me in there. It's a good hospital. They did everything they were supposed to do. And then they got this test called an EEG test. It's a brainwave test. Studied the brain waves. So it's called a electroencephalogram, EEG. They while in the hospital, they hooked all the electrodes up to your head. It's like little electrodes, and they got some type of oil on it or something. It sticks to your head. They have you hooked up to it to see how your electrical activity in the brain is going. But they couldn't find nothing. I got released from the hospital at 5 p.m. the next day. Now, they say he does not have epilepsy or something like that. Yeah, which I know what that is. But I said, I ain't got it. Okay. So anyway, I go back home. They said it was just probably tremors or psychogenic seizure or something, which I'm gonna explain to y'all what that is too, a psychogenic non-epileptic seizure, which that's what many people got. I don't think I have that, but gotta get back on, things is going fine. I go down to my hometown, Tallahassee, that's where I'm at now. But I go down there on December 10th, because I couldn't go back to school the week after until I got a clearance, and then I came back December 16th. I was having tremors down here. Wasn't really seizure. I don't know if I really had one or not down here, but while down here wasn't nothing too much going on like that. I think something happened. But then okay, January rolls around. We're gonna fast forward to January after a winter break. But like, okay, January 24th, 2023. Now, mind you, it's a Tuesday morning. So that Tuesday morning, I wake up out the bed in the dorm. I could tell something was a little off though, because I had woke up and then I was off balance. I just felt dizzy that morning. So anyway, I ended up getting dressed, putting on that button-down shirt, because I had my fresh cut. I ain't got no fresh cut right now, so that's why I got this hat on. But man, yeah, I get dressed, put on my clothes, and they just go on about the day. But sometime around that day, like third block, my head was starting to hurt. And then when I sat down, it didn't hurt. And then when I stood back up to go to fourth period, it did the same thing. I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange, but okay. Sit down. Fifth period, the same thing happened in fifth block. Fifth block, I had band. Third, I had digital infotech. That's like help you work on computers and all that, showing you how to navigate around it. Fourth period was U.S. history. Then fifth, third, fourth. This is my past class. School, that was my 10th grade year. I'm going to 11th grade next month. But okay, fifth period was band. So, music building. Band, I had got up. Again, in fifth period, the same thing happened. My head went to hurt. But it was just like all around the front. Like the left or the right. I couldn't remember. But like, okay. I ain't think it was nothing. Sixth period rolls around. After lunch, we go to lunch during fifth period. We go to class. Then around 12 something, that's when the lunch bell rings. So we go to lunch. So at lunch, wasn't done that the ordinary. Okay, now sixth block rolls around. This sixth period here. I'm in class. This is biology. I'm in class, man. I just sit down. What's going on about the day? I drank. We was about to watch something on Crash Course, but I take a sip of my water here. While in the process of sipping the water, I put it down, and the left side went to shake again. Now, it did something like that 11 days before this actually real thing happened. 11 days before it really happened. But okay, my left side go to shake again, man. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And it just went over to the right side. Teachers say I'm just making sure you're not having a seizure. It's not the same teacher. It's a different teacher, biology teacher, science teacher. Just making sure you're not having a seizure. I'm like, yeah. This happened. So anyway, man, I'm just shaking for like a few minutes. Then she notified like the administrator, just letting know what's going on. She timed it. Okay, then the real actual thing started to happen. Okay, the shaking that stopped for like a little bit. Then it just went to jerking movements like this. Then process while I was doing that, she was talking, but she was right behind me. She walked somewhere up there, up to the other side of the room, and all I heard was my button-down shirt making this noise, and that was me shaking, starting to intensify. Then I leaned back, fell out the chair, boom. Everybody like panicking, like, what's going on? Oh, hey, Zan, is that okay? Now I'm just down there, Now I didn't even feel. Now when I fell in that floor cold, when I fell, I ain't even feel no pain or nothing. I just fell, didn't even feel the floor hit me. It was a slow fall, like it took forever. So anyway, man, I'm down there, shaking, talking about, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go. She's like, she protected my head and all that. She called the front office. They notified HCC. They say they're sending the nurses up there. I'm just down there, shaking, down there telling me, I don't want to go, like that. So then, and that week I had to I was going to do the poetry slam, but I couldn't do it on January 26th because I had went home on the 24th. But man, they took me up out of there. They took me in TCU back in HCC, and just let me rest there. And then my mom came and got me. Didn't nothing really. Oh, there you go. But didn't nothing really happen after that. So then here's where all the craziness started going on. January 31st, I had the same thing, but this time I ain't fall out the chair this time, but same thing as usual. I was shaking. Now, let me remind you the difference between seizure and epilepsy here. Seizure is just a single event. A seizure can get caused by so many things. It can get caused by like dehydration or low blood sugar or stuff like that. A seizure can get caused by all of that stuff. So that's the difference. That's a seizure. Epilepsy is recurrent seizures, recurrent spontaneous seizures. And I'm going to explain all those symptoms to you later on in the video. But so January 31st, I had it. I ain't go home though. I was in TCU. Then the same thing happened on February 2nd in first block. That one on January 31st happened in second block. On February 2nd, this happened in the music building on first block, on first class. So I had one, they took me up to TCU, and I had to go home. But I had got released from TCU that day. They said somebody coming to get you. So then sixth period, I had to go home. Then I was out of school for like that whole next week. I come back on February 12th. That's a Sunday. We come back to the dome on Sundays. Or if it's a holiday, we come back on Mondays. But on February 12th, it was Super Bowl day, so I came back anyway. And we had this little Super Bowl cookout. We had like fried chicken. The dome do something for Super Bowl. So anyway, I'm back. Now I think I'm gonna stay the whole. I thought I was gonna stay that whole week. February 13th come by. Wasn't really too much going on. I still kept getting these like constant headaches, which I'm gonna explain to you about. Okay, on February 14th here, I was just sitting, this in fourth period here. I'm just sitting in my chair, and I was dozing in and out. teacher kept saying she was seeing me drift off and all that. Okay. But then it was this, towards the end of class, it was this sharp pain that just shot through the right side of my head. It just went like, for like 30 seconds. And they say the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. I'm pretty educated on all this stuff. They say I should be a brain doctor. But man, okay, man, that happened. Slowly the left side go to shake. I'm like, and I thought I was sleeping. But man, it just go to shaking. I'm like, man, okay. Jeez. So then I had to go back to TCU. Now, the next day, same thing happened again, but this one happened. I had 3 of them on February 15th. 3 in one day. So man, I'm in 3rd period, digital info tech. I was on the computer doing something, and then the left arm just went like this. Then it just went to jerking. So the teacher said she had to stop me from doing what I was doing. Just jerking. It wasn't shaking, it was just jerking. So man, that's going on. Then get me. They thought they got me on the ground. I don't know. But anyway, I had to go back up to TCU that day. Now, remind you, I know them TCU people tired of seeing me. Them HCC people tired of seeing me. I'm saying this in my head. I know they tired of seeing me come up here every time. So, man, shoot. Oh, as I was saying, yeah, I know they about tired of seeing me. So that was the first one that day. Now, I get released from TCU that day and go on about my day. 7th period. Now, after this tornado drill we did, I go back in class. They just talking about storms. We wasn't doing no math. No, that's algebra class, 7th period. So, man, I'm just in there. The left side just go to shake. Now, it's that same class like the 2nd period class, but it's a different subject. But the same, like, I don't want to say a name, but like, okay, this is 7th period class. Well, I had the first one in December, but okay, this 7th period, man, it started to shake again. So this the second one. They send it back to TCU. I get out of TCU for like an hour, okay, and then I go back. Now, I ain't gonna tell you what happened that day because the police on campus, police was looking for me. They thought I had got lost because of a seizure, but I had went to tutoring. They didn't tell me to go back. They didn't tell me to go back to the dorm. TCU people didn't tell me to go back to the dorm. So on campus, police was looking for me like an hour later, and my mobility instructor had showed them I'm here. I was in tutoring. They didn't tell me to go back to the dorm, but anyway, they sent the dorm a message saying go there. They ain't tell me. So I just went on about my thing. So anyway, somewhere around the dorm during dinner time, man, the same thing happened again. This the 3rd one of the day. Okay, go back up there at CC. I could tell them that nurse was tired. You're just gonna have to go home. You don't have 3 in the day. You're just gonna have to go home. I'm like, all right. I ain't want to go home, but they had to do what they had to do. So I go home. Don't nothing really happen. Nothing but like the headaches on the right side kept happening. So then on February 17th, I think I had one in my brother's car. But I can't remember that one fully. But okay, then I come back, and I was out of there for like 2 weeks. I come back on February 26th, back to the dorm. I come back to the dorm, but my head was hurting on the way back to the dorm. So anyway, I'm heading back there. I just go flop in my dorm bed. I was trembling. I don't call it a seizure there. I was just trembling. The difference between a seizure and a tremor is a tremor just constant. You know how y'all how we like to shake our legs. That's a tremor. A seizure is like a burst of energy that just But tremors can look like seizures, but you could tell the difference between seizure. Tremor don't really have. The only symptoms a tremor has is like voice shaking or face. But seizures, a burst of energy through the brain. All the electrical activity just go haywire. So anyway, man, I think I was just trimming. I didn't think I was having no seizure. I go right back up to ACC. They say I'm good to go. Okay. February 27th now, that day was going perfect until them headaches just started striking back in like fourth period. So man, I'm just, and the sub thought I was laying on the table, The sub kept saying Zion or something. I woke up, he talking about try not to do that. But then slowly just went to shaking. Take me. Did they take me to TCU? Or did they? No, I think the nurses, they stopped letting me. No. They stopped letting me go back to TCU. They say the nurses can come to me now, so they coming to me. They take my blood pressure. Blood pressure said 143/64 or something like that. I don't know if that was good or bad, but my head sure was hurting. But man, okay. That happened. February 28th. Then nothing happened, but the nurses came in anyway to check me. I said, man, I ain't had one today. They just said, we just checking you out. March 1st, I don't think I had no major ones that day. March 2nd, I had to go home, but not because of that. I had to go out of town on March 3rd. So I come back March 6th. I'm just sit. I got dressed. I just go out the dorm room and I just go in the living room until it's time to line up. And man, while I was sitting there, I was just on the couch. I sat down on the couch and then my arms started to do that. And also I get stiff after those too. Those are seizures when you get stiff. You don't get stiff with no tremor. Tremor just. But anyway, man. Okay. She called the people. They come check me out. I don't know what happened that day. I thought the nurse was mad at me because she was talking about. Cause the thing is, they had records that I was having pseudo seizures. That's the first visit to the hospital. They say I was having pseudo seizures. Those psychogenic non-epileptic seizures are not the epileptic ones. Psychogenic, they have different movements. You can tell the difference between a psychogenic seizure and a epileptic seizure. A psychogenic seizure, you had to have something happen for that to come. You had to have like PTSD or a traumatic event or some trauma in your life, like some traumatic trauma. I never had none of that in my life, so I ain't seen no psychogenic about that. So man, she kept saying it's pseudo seizures. There's not nothing going on up there in the head. I was about to say how you know what I feel like, but anyway, she can't check me out. It was like coming several times a day because it was kept going on. March 7th, I had one. I was stiff. My legs went out. I had to go home. I was so mad because the cookout was on March 8th. Oh, I ain't getting none of that good food. But yeah. They say, you can't come back till you get checked out. You can't come back till y'all. I know that nurse starting not to like me now because, she tired of seeing me. Hey, tired of seeing her too. But anyway, yeah, man, that happened. She talking about, you can't come back till you get checked out. You can't come back till you get a clearance because that week I had a appointment, an EEG appointment. They had to put the EEG back on my head on March 10th. Now, mind you, it's the electrodes that get attached to your head. They get attached to your head. They put this wrapping over it. And I had to have it on for 3 days. 3 days with that thing on, man. And this was at the house. I had to have it on for 3 days. And they record. It was a video EEG this time. And they recording what's going on. So the brainwave showing it. And then they got you on camera. They got you on video. This big old, like a suitcase like thing. And I couldn't be going in front of the camera longer than 15 minutes. So, man, I was just sitting there in front of the camera, man. I'm bored. I'm scared to go use the restroom. The only thing I did was go do number one in the restroom. That's the only thing I did because I was about to do nothing else with that EEG on my hip. So, yeah, man, that happened. So, then I think I had one on March 11th. I don't know. They say they didn't see nothing. Anyway, I fast forward to March 13th, man, I got that thing took off, and I was so happy. I could go get in the shower, man. I could go do stuff I want to do. And then the results came back on March 14th that there was no activity seen. But I didn't have no headache with that thing on. I ain't no headaches. When I got it took off, then that's when the headaches just started. But then on the 13th they took it off. On the 13th they took it off. On the 14th here of March, the results come back. 14th of March, March 14th. Say no, he's still probably having psychogenic some seizures. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, fast forward. These have been kept going on ever since then. I think I had one in, I don't know. We gonna get off in March. I can't remember. But then I go back to school, so I'm all clear. So, but okay, on April 3rd, I thought I had one, but it wasn't really one. April 4th, I had a appointment with the therapist to talk about with the psychologist to talk about something. But no, that was not April 4th. Man, I had the appointment on April 4th. It wasn't even on April 4th. It was April 5th. So I was missing school on April 4th. Man, I was so mad. But anyway, April 5th, I had the appointment. Talking to her about stuff. Anyway, fast forward. I go back to school on April 5th. My mom dropped me back off. A bad seizure happened that day. I'm just sitting. It's happened around like 7th period. And then it went into 8th period. 8th period is English. And it got bad in English. Said look, it sounded like I couldn't breathe or something, and then I just fell out the chair on me. Mind you, around March I had to start sitting in different chairs. I couldn't sit in them regular chairs. They were sitting like roller chairs or something. Because you might think of roller chairs dangerous, but it ain't. It just rolls back. Them chairs with no wheels just fall back. Boom. So anyway, man, yeah, I just fall forward out the chair, and then yeah, it happened that day. Blood pressure was 91 over something. I don't know. They gave me some Gatorade and all that. I was good. Kind of lost my voice that day. April 6th, I think I was just trimming the whole day. I wasn't really having a seizure. I was trimming. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward. I don't know, April 19th, I kept staring in and out of space, blinking in and out. Wasn't really having. And then so they came on April 19th. April 13th, they thought I was having it. But April 13th, my legs were just stiff. April 19th, is a whole different thing, because April 19th is that's when they come, and then you know all that. But then yeah, that's when I was just blank staring all that. But anyway, April 24th they stopped coming. They said no, we don't want to come no more. Not unless it's an emergency, not unless he fall and hit his head, or he unconscious, or he ain't breathing something. So I'm like, okay, cool with me. I don't care. April 24th was a crazy one because I don't know, that whole day I was just trimming. April 25th, something. Okay, off of April, on to May. Didn't really have no problems in May. Nothing but like the headaches in here and there. June, because May 26th, that's when school got out. May 26th, yeah, school had got out. But okay, June come. I already know a lot about all that stuff now. But June come. I have some in June. I don't know. No, but the headaches kept coming. Kept having these seizures or whatever you call them, tremors or whatever. I don't care. Anyway, on June, now here's the crazy one, because okay, on June 26th there's Lighthouse. If you don't know what Lighthouse is, it's like a program where the blind people go, or where the visually impaired people go. Lighthouse, like a little program. I only went there for one day this year, because I've been going there for like the past 5 years. But anyway, I went there for one day. I was so mad because I was having auras. If you don't know what an aura is, I'm gonna explain to you later on down the video. This might be a long video, but yeah, y'all need to learn what this stuff is. Yeah, but okay, yeah, June 26th. June 22nd was my first day without a headache. Okay, June 23rd, I had one. June 24th, no. June 25th, I had one on the phone at 1 something in the morning, but it was 2 of them. Okay, June 26th, I was just having auras with a little bit of shaking. June 27th, it wasn't nothing really too much going on with them, but right-sided headache. Sometimes it can go on the left side, but right-sided headache. But then, okay, June 28th, I could tell something was a little off. I was already up that day. Anyway, man, I get up out the bed. It's like around 12 something in the afternoon. I get up I was already awoke. I was already out the bed. I just was watching some videos, doing something. I got up out the bed. Now, mind you, I'm going to take you back to June 9th. I'm sorry. June 9th, I just started seeing these flashing lights in my eye. Like these red, orange, glowing lights. Look like they just dancing. You know, look like that. So I didn't know what that was, but it came along with a headache. Came along with like little headaches. And then fast forward June 28th, man. You know, it came. I got up out the bed. I go in the kitchen. I'm trying to talk with my granny. Trying to talk to her and all that. I was saying, I don't know if I was talking to her or not, but she was doing something. Anyway, man, what happened that day was unexpected. Okay, man, I'm just sitting up there talking. I don't know if I was talking now. I was like this. My eyes was just blinking for like a little bit. Then my arm went to shaking, then the leg went to shaking, and you could tell what happened from there. I fell backwards. Felt some cold hit me. Now I don't know if that was. I think that was water that fell on me or something. But anyway, yeah, I think it was water. I think it was like some trickles of water because my auntie or somebody had some water in their hand, tried to catch me before I fell. Man, I fell, and all I heard was boom, 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 boom. That's my head going off the ground, man. I'm just dying on the ground. And when I'm having a seizure, you know, my breathing sounds something like this. Like it's hard to breathe. So, man, you know, I'm just down there. They trying to keep my head from hitting the ground. And that's a hard ground there. It ain't no carpet in no kitchen. So, man, boom, 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 boom. And then, yeah, man, that's what happened. And I was having back-to-back ones that day. So, I had to go to the hospital. And, because I hit my head. Now, here's the kind of relieving part. At the hospital I had got there, they asked me out. In the ambulance, I told them all the symptoms and all that, and I say the people think it's psychological or something. They think it's psychological with me. And all the symptoms I told them, no, you might have, because you could have epilepsy even though with a normal EEG. You still might have epilepsy. And you know, they saying, yeah, because I know what focal is. There's a difference between focal epilepsy and generalized epilepsy. Anyway, I'm explaining it. I'm gonna do that in another video. Tell you, but yeah, they say you might have focal epilepsy, not the full on epilepsy. Full on epilepsy is generalized epilepsy. But yeah, I'm in there telling them my family member was in the ambulance with me, telling them what all I was saying. I was having back-to-back ones in the ambulance. They get me out, they take me in the hospital. Having one in there, they put the IV, all that stuff in you. Look, I was there for like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. I don't know. And then the psychiatrist came in. I'm like, I'm about to tell her these symptoms. Ain't nothing, you know, flashing lights can trigger this. Because they had shot that flashing light in my eye in the hospital, and then I just went to have nothing. But they didn't do no test or nothing. The only test they did was a CT scan and a urine test and a blood test. And then, you know, I'm telling her all the symptoms. She talking about, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's psychological. Anyway, she said she was going to try to do some research on some type of medication. I was 95% close on getting medication. Man, okay, man. They take me for the CT scan. I come back. She talking about, they said somebody antidepressant. I said, no, he don't need. I said, what? Antidepressant? I don't need that. I don't need no antidepressant, man. I don't want no antidepressant stuff. Mess with you up. Man, anyway, she telling me, I recommend therapy. I'm like, okay. Anyway, fast forward. I get out the hospital. I think I left that something on June 22nd. I told you I ain't had no headaches, but I woke up on the edge of the bed. That's all I know. But anyway, man, fast forward from June 28th to now. June 29th, I don't think I really had none. June 30th, I ain't had none. July 1st, July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th, I didn't have none. 5th, I thought I was having something. Now, I'm going to tell you about the recent one. I think I had one on July 6th. I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to tell you about the most recent one. So, man, you know, July 7th, which that was about 2 days ago, comes. I'm watching TV that night, but the thing is, I ain't had no headache that day. If I don't get a headache during the daytime, it usually comes during nighttime with a seizure. But anyway, man, I'm sitting there, I'm watching TV, I'm watching WWE. Now, this is the last segment of the night. I'm just sitting there watching it. And, man, it's almost over. I do something like this. And then I'm on the couch now. I fall sideways. My arm hit the doggone remote, mashed a few buttons. I don't even know what I hit. Next thing you know, I was like, I couldn't remember. I can remember, but like my hearing is distorted when it happens. The only thing I can hear is people calling my name and all that. And they say I come out of it fighting. I be aggressive coming out of it. But anyway, man, I'm down there making that noise, trying to breathe, man. Hard to breathe now. But drool coming out the mouth. But anyway, man, that happened. I was stiff, because I get stiff during all of them. I was stiff like this. Can't move. Can't even try to move you. Just stiff, for like 2 or 3 minutes. I come back to, and yeah. And then, okay, and then I go in the room, I talk to my granny. Somebody had texted me on my phone, the flashlight had went off. Had caught me good in the eye. I had turned that way and thought I was about to have one. Then I had bent down and my granny had her tablet in her hand. And, excuse me. And I had bent down and the light got me right in the eye. But then nothing really happened. But after that seizure I had that a few days ago, I had a really, I ain't gonna say bad headache, because the headaches I get don't really hurt unless they intensify. But okay, bad headache afterwards. That's common after a seizure. It can happen before. It always happened before or during the after. Because in the ambulance when I was having them, it was during the seizure. That's probably because I had hit my head or something. But okay, yeah, man. Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, man. So then I had a bad headache. Anyway, man, I get my food. I'm eating my food. I go in there. I'm done with my food with my chicken box all the way. Go get ready to go hop in the shower, in the tub, shower, whatever. Anyway, man, while I'm in the bathroom, just putting up what I'm, stuff you wear, this got, and this thing, it just felt like this weird pressure in your head. And if you ever stay silent, you can hear ringing. Or they call it tinnitus. I don't know. But anyway, man, it's just this weird pressure that would feel like my brain was just squeezing something in there. And yeah. So it was doing that for like at least about 2 or 3 minutes while I was in the bathroom doing stuff. And man, it just squeezing. You just hear this ring every time it squeezed. Every time it felt like it was squeezing or something, you get dizzy when it happened. And then, it's like this sound, this ring is like, and then it dies down when the pressure get released. And then I was talking, it sounded like, I don't know, things just went to go get fuzzy and all that. Yesterday, I don't think I had one, and I just get these headaches sometimes when I be asleep. But I just mostly get these right-sided headaches. Sometimes I get them on the left side. Sometimes it happens in the front. But man, that's what's been going on with me. All that stuff. So man, I'm gonna do another video. It's something I had searched up. I say, if you tell, because I had told my therapist on July 6th on a video conference all the symptoms. She said she don't think it's psychological. She think it might be neurological. When I got done talking with her, she said she gonna go tell the symptoms to the neurologist. And then I got another appointment in 2 weeks. So yeah, man. The flashing lights will trigger something like that. That's common. I looked up some. I said if you tell symptoms to a neurologist or a therapist without, and even though when tests come back normal, could they still diagnose you with epilepsy? They say if brain scan or EEG tests come back normal, it doesn't mean that you don't have epilepsy. Even though if they come back normal, you still might have epilepsy. You know, I don't care if I got it. It's just a condition. So I'm gonna explain that in another video. But yeah, man, they say but you still could have epilepsy, even though with a normal EEG and normal brain scan, you still could have epilepsy. And yeah, man. And also when I be talking, man, I get these memory lapses. So I know it's not a psychological thing there, because I just get these memory lapses. Sometimes it could be talking, I just stare off blankly. They call those absent seizures. But man, absent seizures. But yeah, man, I repeat myself all the time too. So yeah, I just want to bring a little some of that to y'all. I'm gonna do another video explaining the different types of seizures and all that, different types of epilepsy. But yeah, man, y'all let me know, man, what you think this is. You think it's psychological, or you think this is neurological? You let me know, man, and I'll be back to do another one. Another video about explaining more into depth about seizures and epilepsy. Man, I'm gonna put my favorite quote though, man. The playing field is leveled. The choice is yours to make. You can either make a good decision or a bad decision. It can either have a positive impact or a negative impact on you and the people around you. Now, that's all I had to say for y'all. You know, dear viewers and listeners for today. Y'all let me know down in the comments or something if it's do you think it's psychological or do you think it's neurological? See y'all in the next go round. Peace out. I'll bring another one to y'all.